Alright, so welcome to the 100 Days Design Challenge with Xpress-Pixels. And today we'll be designing a countdown flyer for the church program. Okay, so we'll do a countdown flyer for maybe day 14 of the church program or whatever. So now I'm going to be starting now. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to go to my file and import the background. I want to use this background. So I'm going to import this here. Okay. Now I'm going to expand this from here to this point and then from here to this point. Good. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to import other resources that I'll be using on this flyer. So I'm just going to take this. Alright, so I'm just going to take this and then I'm going to import this here. I'm just going to drag this out of this and place it here. Okay, so I'm just going to place it at this top corner here. Just drag to this point, then let me reduce it a bit. It's looking too large. Alright. Now the next thing I want to do, I'm going to import the next resource I'll be using here. I'm just going to drag this here, drag this into Photoshop and drop. And I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to place it at this other corner here. Good. Alright, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to take, so right on this background I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay, I'm just going to press Ctrl J. Now this duplicated one, the one right in front of it, I'm just going to go to my select and then I'm going to select the subject. Okay, so once it's done selecting the shape, alright, it might not be perfect, but I don't need everything to, I just need a particular part of it, so I'm not going to bother too much with it. I'm just going to come here, my selection to my quick selection, so I'm just going to click on the plus here and I'm just going to add all this wave on this side, this on this side also. Good. I think that's okay. Then I'm just going to click on here, add layer mask right on top of this background in front. I'm just going to click. Now take note, it looked like nothing actually changed, but something did. There's a reason why I duplicated it right in front of this other one, so that it does not move from that same spot. So I stay on that same spot, but the changes has happened. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my text and just going to write the word, the number 14. Okay, now let me change the color to white. Let me change it to white. Okay, so I want to change the font. Let's use blue jean. So I'm just going to increase this and then I'm going to place it here. Let me reduce this a bit. Let me centralize it and then I'm just going to place it here. Alright, so let me select this sheep and the two sheep. Let me bring them down a bit. Alright, so now the next thing I want to do, now take note, I'm just going to drag this 14 and place right in between these two sheep background here, the one I duplicated and the one that I started with. I'm just going to drag and place here. Now if you notice, it went behind this. That was actually the reason why I selected that. I duplicated and selected that. I wanted it to be behind the sheep, to look like it's behind the sheep. So on this one here, I'm just going to take my brush tool right on this layer here and I'm just going to wipe off some layers that I don't need. Let me reduce this. Just going to wipe off all some layers that I feel I don't need. Alright, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import the next resource I'll be using. Okay, so let me just import the next resource I need is this here. So I'm going to drag this and drop inside of Photoshop. I'm going to drag this and drop inside of Photoshop. I'm going to drop it here. Let me reduce this. Okay, let me reduce and place here. So let me raise it up a bit. Let me see. Let me also reduce the size. Good. Now next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to my blend here and I'm going to blend with the I'm just going to pick overlay. uh, Overlay. Good. And this also, the 14, I'm going to blend it here. So let me use overlay also. Good. So now the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to take I'm going to import the next resource I'll be using. I'm just going to take this here. Okay, this the what I'm looking for is the handles. Alright, this it here. So I'm going to drag the handles and drop right inside of Photoshop. Okay, so the handles. Alright, before I reduce the handle, let me expand it a bit so I can place, there are some things I want to place right in front of it. So the first handle here is Instagram, so I'm going to import the 3D Instagram PNG here. Is it? So I'm going to drag it and drop inside of Photoshop here. Good. So let me reduce it a bit. Alright, now the next thing I want to do, I'm going to go to my Facebook. I'm going to drag my Facebook and drop also here inside of Photoshop. Let me reduce it. Alright. Okay, and now the last thing is the Twitter. That's the X. Let me take these and drop here. But if you notice something, the other ones don't have the same, like they're not the way this X is. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to adjust the X a bit. So I'm going to I'm going to click on my shift. Just going to I'm going to click on my shift here and I'm going to drag it down a bit. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then here too, then just send it inside it. Alright, let me see, reduce this here and here. Alright, so I think that's good. Let me just reduce this. Let me convert that to a smart object so that when I'm reducing it, it's not more. Convert to a smart object. Alright, so now let me just reduce this and place this here also. Let me increase it a bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to click on all of them and merge them together and convert all of them to smart objects. So shift, I'm going to select. You can use control to select all of them one at a time, or you can just use shift, go for the first one, then go to the last one, just click everything, select. You right click and you convert to a smart object. So after converting to a smart object, let me just reduce this, and then I'm going to place this on the side here. Good. Now the next thing I want to do is add this 14, so we need to add days to go. Okay, so let me just take my text to them, write it here, days to go, DAYS. I need everything in caps. Let me write it in caps. So let me put my caps lock on. So DAYSCO then GO. Alright. So I'm just going to drag these here and place right in the middle of this ship here. Okay, so I'm just going to select everything. I'll go to my fonts. So with my fonts, I'll just select my blue jean 5 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, let me reduce this a bit first. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go to my edit here and then transform and pick WAP. Okay, good. So now the reason why I'm picking WAP is so I can curve it the way this shape is curved. So I'll just raise here up. It's okay. Let me raise here also. Where's this side to also? This here. Where's here also? Where's here also? So I think this is okay. This to go. And then once I'm done doing that, I'm just going to blend this. So overlay also. Good. So I'm going to blend this overlay. So now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to import the next resource I want to use, this lighting effect. I'm just going to take this, drag and drop side of Photoshop. So I want the light to come from one corner here. So I'm going to increase it. I'm going to increase this. So after increasing it, I'm going to go to my blend tool here, and then I'm going to blend using the screen. Good. So after blending using the screen, the last thing I want to do is I want to add a lighting effect. So I'm just going to take this here. I'm going to place right inside of Photoshop. So I'm going to expand it to take up the whole space. Okay. Alright, once it's done, I'm just going to blend it also again. So I'm going to blend using light, sorry. I'm going to blend using color dodge or screen, anyone you feel. Okay, let me use the screen. Good. So now with that, we've come to the end of the design, but there's one more thing we need to do to make it pop. So I'm just going to go to press my Shift Control Alt E to take a screenshot of this. Then I'm going to go to my filter, camera raw filter, and then I'm going to make some edits so that all the colors and everything pops. So I see the beauty of the design. Once my camera raw opens, I'm just going to increase my texture, increase my clarity a bit, and then increase the dehaze. Good. The dehaze and the vibrance a bit, and then let me go to my details and increase the color, the noise reduction, so that it's going to be clearer. Good. Okay. So now can you see the difference between the other? Let me expand this so you can see the difference. Good. So this is the design for 14 days to go for our graphics design class for today. So okay, you can decide to add noise if you wish. So let me just add noise to this. Let me just go to my filter, noise, and then add noise. Alright. Okay, I think that's good. So with that, we've come to the end of the design class for today. I hope you had a wonderful time learning and you learned something new. So please do well to subscribe and hit notification bar so that you get notified for posting new design. Alright, so thank you very much for staying to the end of the class. Have a wonderful day.